And so you'll be able to share your slide. But I also beg, please, from time to time, you can come and add people. I'm sure the person will be coming in. So I'm going to make you a host. I don't know why this did not get co-host. So there's somebody doing that. But once I make you a host, it will take me out. And so you only be the one to accept people in. Okay, sir. Mr. J, are you there?
Hello, good evening. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you now, sir.
Okay. So good evening, everyone. Coach T, good evening. Nice to have us this night, and it's a privilege. Thank you for bringing me on out of my busy schedule as well. This was an impromptu meeting as it were. But be that as it may, we'll share as much as we can because it's what we already do. So over time, I really don't need a long time to get prepared for it. So I appreciate everyone who's on the call tonight, and thanks for coming to share with me today on this table. And those sharing a slide. Sorry, I think Coach has done justice to the introduction, so I'll just keep that already, and I would like us to move on quickly. So he has done introduction. That's just enough for the class. So I was supposed to be talking with us on the sales revolution and the cutting edge strategies for closing more deals in digital age. It's digital age now as well. But I saw that Coach T has posted that an
Mr. J,
industry.
please, some persons are in the waiting room. Please just accept
I've
them.
admitted I just did.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Okay, yes. Okay, so I was going to share a slide on that, but I had to streamline it again to the psychology of selling. So what I was going to share before now was cutting edge strategies for closing more deals in digital age. So I'm just briefly talking about it because it's not something you can take off because the world is evolving. So you need to move in the same side of the wave. So the world is, the sales has evolved significantly. Traditional methods alone are no longer enough to close deals consistently. Not that they don't work, they still works. You must go by the traditional method. But I just said it's no longer enough. You need leverage. You need the internet. You need the digital tools. So today buyers are more informed. The competition is fiercer. Digital platform play a very crucial role in our sales process these days. And to thrive in this modern landscape, we need to also be a sales professional who must leverage and innovate, with cutting edge strategies. So like I said, maybe some other time we'll be looking at all of this again, how to leverage our sales using the digital tools and platforms. So, but tonight we'll be looking at what I've tagged the mind game of selling. That is using psychology as a secret weapon to sell more and faster. The mind game of selling. Okay, so using psychology to sell more and faster. As a simple word. So that'll be what we'll be looking at tonight. And I hope I'm able to say as much as I can within the next 45 or 50 minutes thereabouts. Okay, so generally, in real estate, success is not just about having the best properties or about understanding the human mind. This training is going to cover some hidden psychology triggers that influences buyers' decision. There's a reason why some people buy, the reason why they do not buy. So those are the things we'll be looking at today. But first of all, I want us to understand that basically, in the kind of business we do here, real estate, there are just only four categories or set of people, who that you should have in mind when you're selling real estate. Now, who are these four set of categories of people? They are either investors, they are either wealth protectors, or they are individuals looking for housing, or Nigerians living in diaspora. I'll repeat these 4 categories of persons again, or set of people who are looking to buy real estate. And these are what we should have in mind. Whatever the first category person is looking for, or the trigger that will make that person buy, it may not be the trigger that made that person buy. So that's why you need to know who your customer is, why they are buying. You must know their why. Okay, so investors, the first category or set of people. The second category, you know what investors are, right? People who want to turn over their money and have good return on investment within a period of time. So when you are priming these people, you know what you should say in their head. You know the psychology button to press, okay, that will make them buy, because that's their investors. They are not looking for housing, you get. So the second set of persons are individuals looking for housing. Now, this set of people looking for housing, there are a different set of people from the first set. So that are the second set. And the third set is wealth protectors. Now, wealth protectors, they've got money. They're not really, it's not like they may still fall into the category of investors too, but wealth protectors, they want to put their money in different places where their money will grow over time, so that even their children will inherit from their wealth. They are protecting wealth from it. You see some properties maybe within your vicinity or locality. I don't want to mention particular city because I guess there are diverse persons here from different cities. So you see some properties and they tell you, this man bought this property some 20 years ago. And you discover that it's not even the man that is selling now, maybe the children. So those are wealth protectors. You get? So those are wealth protectors. So when you're selling a particular class or type of estate to this side of people, you know the trigger to pull. You get? So you're going to be telling them things like, generational wealth, saving wealth for their children and all of that. You're not going to be using the same trick. I don't know if anybody's following. Please, if you're following, just say yes on the chat board. I want to be sure I'm not talking to myself. The network might be funny sometimes. Please use the chat board. Just type yes if you're following. Oh, okay, great. So yeah, okay. All right. So and then the last set of persons are Nigerians living abroad. Nigerians living abroad. So this set of people are also have a different emotions that pushes them, that triggers them, different things that triggers. All right. So we're looking at 5 key points tonight. I need to be very fast so that I have other things to also do before. So I need to send it forward as well. So I'll be as fast as I can. So 5 key points I'll be looking at tonight. Says first of all is all encompassing. It's not limited to what we're going to hear tonight, but there's a whole lot around what I want to hear tonight that will affect your sales going forward, and you will know what you should do at a particular point in time. So there are 5 key points that we'll be looking at tonight. The first one we're going to be looking at is the power of first impression. Okay, the power of first impression. When we say first impression, we're looking at how buyers form opinions about you, who is the seller. So because buyer, first of all, buy you before they buy your products. So we're going to look at how buyers form opinions about you. We're going to look at the psychology of trust and credibility. And we're going to look at non-verbal cues that makes or break a sale. This is when someone is talking without actually making a sound or in the mouth. The person is talking. So non-verbal cues. Okay, so and the second one we're looking at is emotion, logical buying decisions. Okay, you get emotion versus logical buying decision. Customer want to buy by emotion and then they justify it by logic. That's what they want to do. They don't like to be sold to. They like it being like it was the idea in the first place. So it is now your duty to get into their head and make it feel like it was their own idea to make the buying decision. So that's the emotional button of psychology of selling. Okay, you make it look like it actually was their own idea to take a buying decision, and then they will justify it by logic. Nobody wants to be sold to. Everybody wants to buy. True. Everybody wants to buy. Nobody wants to be sold to. So put that in mind, back of your mind. So under this, we'll be looking at why people buy based on emotion and justify with logic. We'll also be looking at how to tap into their emotional needs, their security, status, comfort, and I'll also be looking at crafting compelling stories that sell properties. Story sells. Yes, story sells. Story sells. I'll put that down. Story sells. And the third one, we'll be looking at the science of persuasion. Yeah, science of persuasion. Science of persuasion. We're looking at that and looking at, say, a couple of authors who have dealt well in persuasion and influence. when we get to that. So under this, we're looking at someone like Robert Cialdini. We're looking at his 6 principles of influence as it pertains to real estate. We're looking at the power of reciprocity, social proof, and scarcity. We've been looking at subtle ways to nudge buyers towards a decision, how to nurture buyers until they make the buying decision. And the fourth one, looking at buyer personality, their types, and how to set it. Just mention some categories of person now. So you need to know which categories they fall in and know which of the emotional buttons will work for them. All right. So, and the fifth one is overcoming buyer hesitation and objections. So here we'll be looking at a no is not actually a no, but they're just telling you not yet. And how a no will always metamorphose into a yes. Okay. So under this, we'll also be looking at understanding the real reason behind I need to think about it. When a customer says I need to think about it, and to find out why. There's always a why. There's a reason why they need to think about it. And so we'll also be looking at how to reframe objections into buying opportunities. Yeah. And then the psychological techniques to make decisions feel easy and natural. So these are all what we'll be looking at tonight. And then I bridged section that says a very wide thing. So we're going to be looking at the psychology of selling, really real estate tonight. So all we understand tonight who should attend. This session is designed for realtors and real estate agents who want to understand their clients on a deeper psychological level, close more deals with confidence and also psychology-backed strategies to sell faster and more effectively. So I don't know if you're still with me. If you're still with me, just type 4 in the chat box. I don't see 4, right? The 4 categories of persons who buy real estate that I talk about. So just type 4 to be sure that you're following and I'm not talking to myself. Great. All right. Great. Okay, so welcome. So we're going to continue. Thank you so much. We'll continue now. We'll quickly start with the first impression of the power of first impression. That's it. So the power of first impression, how to instantly build trust and credibility. How to instantly build trust and credibility. So why first impression matters, let's say, studies shows that people form an impression of you within seconds of meeting you. So it is not different in real estate. That first impression can determine whether a client trusts you enough to buy from you or walks away. Since buying a home is a major financial decision, or buying a land or property is a major financial decision, whether you like it or not, just like getting married. Nobody want to make mistakes. They are crucial to your clients. So client naturally seeks someone to feel confident and comfortable with. So this means that if you project confidence, warmth, and professionalism, the client will trust you. If you seem unsure, you are disorganized, you're not trustworthy, they will hesitate to do business with you. You get. And now let's break it down, the key elements that shapes the first impression. Let's break it down. Number one, your appearance. Your appearance, guys, as small as these things, they affect your sales. We're talking about psychology here. Psychology, how somebody perceives you. You may say that's not me, just that's not you, but perception is reality. Whether you like it or not, perception is reality. They have formed the perception about you, and it is what it is. And that may go a long way to affect your sales. And that's why you find out that in a very competitive business like ours, especially for P1, where like in P1 now, where you have a lot of PBOs, for instance, you find out that somebody marketed an estate, but instead of the person who you marketed it to buy from you, he sees the estate in someone else and rather choose to buy from that person. Not just in real estate, it happens to in all sectors, even in my place of engagement. It happens there too. It happens there. So the person feel confident. See, I've had cases where maybe a colleague speaks with a particular customer or client or prospect, so to say, not a customer, speaks with the client, say all they want to say, and the client is not interested, they don't want to buy. And then in a few days or weeks, the colleague sees that. He sees a form signed by that same prospect with another, I don't want to say me now, but it could be me, with another of his or her colleagues, and feel like, I'll be talking to this man now, so why did he sign up with me? Why you? These are the reasons why he or she did not sign up with you. Perception. There's this whole psychological game, around perception. A whole lot of things running in the customer's or prospect's head. Okay, so you don't want to joke with your appearance. You don't want to be casual. You don't want to jeopardize your look. The first impression matter. Clients will judge your professionalism before you even speak. Your outfit should reflect confidence, competence, and trustworthiness. You get. So that I see bankers, for instance, see them look cool and drive suits, and some of them, drive good cars, and all of those. All of those are lifestyle marketing. They're lifestyle market. There are some places you walk into, your disposition. When the prospect sees you, they know that this guy is not hungry, even though you are sometimes. You get? No, this guy is not hungry. You get? When you appear, dress appropriate. A well-fitted suit of business casual attire makes you look polished. Grooming matters too. Clean hair, fresh breath, a very neat appearance. Signals to the, signals attention to detail. As bad as or as small as dirty nails. You're talking to a client or a prospect, and then you just drop your nail or fingers on the table, and he's just looking at you like, this is dirty guy. As small as that detail can turn the customer off, especially when it's the first time they're meeting you. There's a whole lot that goes around in their head. So minimal distractions, please. Also, minimal distractions. Avoid excess jewelry, strong perfume or anything that may, take attention away from the message. Don't use very strong perfume or oud or something, and then you walk to meet with a prospective person. The person is asthmatic. If that perfume turns, you would have sampled opinions of maybe colleagues or people around you first. Your perfume is too strong or something. So you should buy that feedback, and you should not get to allow you miss the prospect because of that. Don't pack chains and bling blings on. You can do that when you're going for parties, all of that, but it should be moderate because there are distractions by the time you get into a corporate world and you are looking this way. So all of this forms a perception of your look. So imagine two waiters, for example, one of them arrived in a fresh suit and the other one maybe in a wrinkled shirt and scuffled shoe. So who do you think the client will take more? Is it agent A or agent B? I want to see the chart, but agent A or agent B? Agent A comes in a very polished, shoes. I'm not saying expensive, so I'm just saying nicely pressed, suit or looking well on native corporate attire. And the other comes with maybe a polo shirt or wrinkled shirt, and some scuffled shoe. Now, who do you think? Agent A or B? Great. All right. Okay. Agent A, right? Looks like only two persons are following here. Okay, some are probably just logged and they're asleep. No problem. We'll just rush through this and we'll allow you to sleep. No problem. No problem. Okay, so I'll run quickly to the second one. The body language, speaking without words. Your body language is just as important as what you say. It conveys confidence, trust, and approachability. Eye contact, maintain engagement, and show sincerity. Firm handshake when you shake someone, maintain a firm handshake, maintain eye contact. It conveys confidence and professionalism. You get? So have a genuine smile. It makes your clients feel at ease when you have a genuine smile. So all of these things forms your first impression. Your tone of voice is the third one. Selling confidence. Your tone of voice. People don't just listen to what you say. They listen to how you say it. Your tone should be calm, clear, and confident. Even when you're making videos for prospects you have not met, you should do the same as though the prospect is there with you, because it's the same energy you dissipate in your video that your prospect or prospective clients will feel when they are listening to those videos. The same energy. You've seen Coach do videos on the side, and you see when when he's so excited, like if you don't get this property today, man, something bad will happen. Is it excitement? It's contagious. That excitement is contagious. So it's the same thing. The same thing. So all of these things are intentional to get. So, and the fourth one here, your first words, making an instant connection. Your opening line set the tone for conversation. And instead of generic greetings like, I cannot help you, try warm and engaging openers. Bring up, better stuff. Welcome, I'm this. I'm excited to help you find your dream home. Great to meet you. Stuff like that. What's the one thing you are most excited about, to have in your new home? You are into the customers or your client's mind, trying to know what they expect or what they want. So that will now inform your decision on how to approach or market them. You get. And the fifth one, your environment, creating a trustworthy atmosphere. First impression are not just about you. They also include the space you present to clients. The space you present to clients. Tidy your office or your car. Have a pleasant scent, smell well. Professional material. Having proper brochures, a pen, a notepad shows that you're prepared. You get. So these are some of the things that you need to know when it comes to first impression. Okay, so the takeaway here is dress smartly, use confident body language, speak with authority, start strong, and then create the right environment. These are all you need to do. And I'll quickly look at the second one. And the second one was what we talked about. Yeah, emotional versus logical buying decision. Very important. This is understanding what truly drives sales. Okay, so this is understanding what truly drives sales. But now people buy with emotions and justify with logic, like I said in the beginning. This is the golden rule of sales psychology. So as a realtor, understanding this balance can help you craft a more persuasive sales approach, that leads to quicker and smoother closing. All right. So now, first one is the emotional side of buying decision. Emotional side. So customers want security, comfort, pride and status, sense of belonging, happiness. And these are emotions. These are emotions. They want security. Will my family feel safe? Yeah. They want comfort. Can I picture myself relaxing in this space? The customers that like pride and status, especially those who goes for iPhone and they've never used content of the features. Pride and status, it is what it is, whether you like it or not. The same thing for real estate. Pride and status. Will this house impress my friends and family? These are the conversations going on in their heads. It is not whether the land is just a table land. There's more to it. Sense of belonging, happiness. Can I see my children playing in this backyard? You get. So when the golf course was selling, for instance, what was it called? The golf estate was selling, for instance. Instead of just saying the Glen Golf estate, the new estate is launched, this is launched. The kind of psychological game you can play in your prospect's head. Make them feel like, who plays golf? Billionaires, right? Billionaires plays golf. Now you can even come up with stories like 4 ways to let's say 4 ways to become a friend with a billionaire. Maybe 1, in same club with them. 2, play their game, maybe golf. And then 3, just like that. Maybe when you get to the 4th one, you now say, live in the same neighborhood. And by then you now expose the estate that's going to make them live in the same neighborhood. Now you can also play some mind game with them that how do they feel that while they are receiving visas, their children are going to be are going to be in the same space or neighborhood with the wealthy. And as I'm saying this thing, the person is not seeing it that way before. But there will be a lot of things playing the person. You get. So what you're doing is that you are not selling feature, or you are selling benefit. Someone is telling you this phone, it has for instance, someone is selling you a phone and is telling you this phone has what do I call it? Okay, this phone has an AMOLED screen. I think that's what they call it. It has the AMOLED screen. This phone, it has a 5,000 mAh battery. See, your client do not care about these features. What they want to tell them the feature that if this phone falls from your hand now, or by chance your kids fall off this phone, the screen is Gorilla screen. It's hardly protected, it will not break. And this battery will last for 2 days after charge. It's better than saying the battery has 10,000 to get. So you're selling benefit and not feature. So all of these emotions I just mentioned, security, comfort, pride and status. Pride and status. With this house impress my friends and family. See, all of these are big things that plays in your customer's head. So when you're selling some of these essays, these are the things you use. So when you're saying it's close to the landmarks now, you're saying it's close to let's say there's a 63 brigade close to barracks close to it, and I mean barrack or whatever security that is close to it. There are some things you should be saying that trigger the customer's head. Like when you come home, you are safe at any point in time. Even when you travel, how do you feel that your family lives in an environment, a neighborhood where your family is safe while you are away? You have just indirectly told them that because of this, the proximity to this is what you are going to enjoy. They sound small. There are a lot of conversation that will be going on in your customer's head. Comfort. Can I picture myself relaxing in this space? You have an estate that is selling that has a pool, or maybe has a lounge, maybe has all these things all these features our estate brings up. So when these features come in, find a way to bring out the benefit of this feature and start creating emotions around it in your prospect's head. You get. That's how you trigger the emotion buttons. Okay. While I was in UBA, the chairman of UBA, I guess many of us knows him, right? Tony Elumelu. Okay, so there's this prospect of mine. Sorry, not prospect. There's this customer of mine who was his friend. So the guy built most of the UBA branches. he also built I think the rain oil opposite. If you know about very well, I think the rain oil opposite Cohen, or is it Cohen or Lion House? Yeah, the guy also built it. So if you see how magnificent that edifice is, you should know that the guy is a good architect, right? A great guy. You know, this guy built a house for the chairman. He was done with the house. I don't want to mention the amount that was running close to spent in the house. Do you know that one day the chairman was talking with some of his friends, and jokingly they just told him, this your house will be like bank. You know, jokingly, this your house will just be like bank. The big part is house. Joking. You know, an emotional button has triggered in that guy. And you know the guy, if you know that guy, I don't know if some of you know, if you know the guy, just type one in the chat box. If you know the person I'm talking about, you know he's a great guy with pride and status. You know that guy. He will not do anything to that is his pride and status. He will not do anything, but that's not even his house, irrespective of the amount he has used to spend. You know that house that was built with close to $500 million, he dropped that house to sand. Not telling you Nollywood. He dropped that house to sand. He demolished that house, took the rubble out to go and fill in some hole in some other community, and gave the contract to another company that built another house for him that lasted like 2 years from underground. And they are done with the house now. You get someone said money now water, obviously. So this is how your customer feels. So how do you appeal to these emotions? So enough of this grammar. So how do you appeal to it? How do you tell a story? So instead of saying this house has a 500 square foot backyard, even though you have to say this, because customer need to know, of course, what they're buying as well. So you can say, imagine hosting Sunday barbecues here while your kids play in the lawn. So now customer has feel like, okay, so this estate has a lawn. Oh, so imagine hosting a Sunday barbecue here. The customer will feel like, wow, okay, I'm 5 years in marriage now. By 10 years in marriage, I will be living there. I can just host a kind of get together here in this estate, and then there's a lawn here. A lot of things just play in the customer head, and the customer is buying because of the emotion you have triggered, but he's tying into logic, and you don't know what you're doing in the customer's mind. You get? So this is how you trigger this emotion. So you use sensory language, help them see, help them feel, help them experience the home before they buy it. Put them inside the home before they buy it. Exactly. You get? So that's how it worked. So the guy who sold the guy who sold the plane ticket, what was this guy's name again? I can't remember it. Can't remember his name now. If you remember his name, drop the name in the not the Lever brothers now. The guy who sold the plane ticket that when they discovered when there were issues flying, the people that betted the Virgin Atlantic. Okay, so what they were saying that you know what they were saying? They said don't sell the Landa Brothers now. Okay, I think Landa Brothers, yeah, but I think it's Virgin Atlantic, but I'm not sure what the fly was now. Okay, so what they were selling is that they said they were not selling the plane ticket, or rather they were selling the destination. So that's how you sell. You're not selling land, you're not selling bush. You are selling the dream home of your customers. So that's why you use sensory language. So help them see, feel, and experience the home even before they buy it. Put their mind, put them inside. It's a mirror their excitement. If they light up when talking about, maybe you are selling the house, and then the customers come in and the customer lights up talking about the kitchen. So reinforce that emotion. You can say you love the kitchen. Just imagine preparing meals here, while you're chatting with family there and all of that. The customer comes to see your estate, and while you were going, you passed through, maybe some key landmarks, and the customer, lights up talking about that landmark. All you need to do is to reinforce their emotion on that landmark. You get? I just use the security brigade for example, or an army barrack or a police barrack, maybe a security, a security terrain close to the estate, for instance. And the customers, if you lighten up about it, all you need to do is reinforce their emotion on it. Reinforce their emotion on it. So imagine how secure your estate is. I mean, you can come home anytime at night and you feel good because nobody's going to tail you into your compound, all of that. The customer is already thinking. He might not tell you, he might not say it. He's already feeling secure, unless he has not purchased. You get? So that's why all of these things are very, very important. So I want the time now. Oh, it's almost 10. So maybe I'll just use bullet points and we'll move on. But I want to dwell on this emotion and logic very well. It's more. This is what really hits more on psychology. So the second one is the logic side of buying decision. Talk about the logic side of selling decision, right? So buying decision now. So After emotions draw buyer in, so the logical brain takes over to justify the decision. So what are logical factors? They include price, the size and features, the location and convenience, the investment value, the legal considerations. All of these are logic. I've talked about the emotions already. So they talk about the emotions and these are the logic. So price, does this fit my budget? What are the size and features? Does it have everything I need? Location and convenience. Is it close to work, close to school? What are the amenities or other landmarks close to it? So these are the logics now that justifies the emotion. Investment value is appreciate over time. So I know I talked about 4 categories of person now. So when you're discussing an investor, you know what to hit. Legal considerations, how the documents in order, stuff like that. So now how do you appeal to logic? Discuss emotions and how to appeal to emotion. How do you appeal to logic? So provide facts and figures. That's how I appeal to logic. Provide facts and figures. This area has seen a 20% increase in property value in the past 2 years. Use comparison. A similar house in this neighborhood sold for 20% more last month. So I think this is a great deal at this point as we speak. So now you're using comparison, okay? So address concerns proactively. This has a bit above, yet if you're selling a house or maybe a property, probably a big budget, but I think can negotiate better or have a price plan is something you like to talk about. You get. So there are things you need to look at. So you have to find a way to balance emotion and logic in your sales approach. Start with emotion that spark desire. Use storytelling, vivid description, and personal engagement. Reinforce with logic to justify decision. Provide facts, figures, logical reasonings. Address objections by blending both. If a client hesitates, acknowledge their feeling first. Acknowledge their feeling, but support their decision with logic. Before you start tackling, I don't know if we get to how to handle objections tonight, or I'd love to. So there should be conversation flow. There should be conversation flow. The emotional appeal. Can you picture yourself having your morning coffee at the balcony, enjoying the sunrise? These are the things you say as it pertains to the estate that you're selling. You get. And then the logical justification, plus the current market trend, this property gain value over the next 5 years, and you're backing it up. So all of this helps you to close the sale. Love the space, a great investment. We have a payment plan. It's something you like us to discuss. We discuss further. So these are all of the things that necessitate towards closing that sale. So what are the final takeaway here? Emotions make buyer want the home, and logic convinces them that they need. You can put that down. Emotion makes your buyer want a home, but logic convinces them that they need. As a realtor, mastering this balance will make your sales process smoother and more effective. All right. So we've talked about the science of persuasion, how to influence buyers and close this faster. And persuasion is not manipulation. Sorry, I'm a bit fast because time is not on our side. We have about 15 minutes to go, right? So persuasion is not about manipulation, as some person see. It's about guiding the client to a decision that benefits them while also closing the sale. So in real estate, understanding the science behind why people say yes can help you become a more effective realtor. All right. So I'm talking about Dr. Robert Cialdini. Is this Cialdini or Cardini? Okay, Cialdini, how I call him. So he's one great guy that have a lot of influence and persuasion. You can get some. He has authored a whole lot of different books on influence and persuasion. So he's a renowned expert. So he identifies 6 universal principles of influence that can help realtors sell more effectively. So we'll quickly break this down. Number 1 is reciprocity.
Boss, please, some persons are in the waiting room. Please.
Oh, sorry. Let me look.
Thank you.
All right. Okay, quickly, are we still together? Please just drop a 1 on the chat board. Let me be sure I'm not alone while I admit the persons in the waiting room. Oh. A lot of them there. Admit all. Okay, just drop a 1 on the chat board. If you're just joining us, please drop a 1 on the chat board. Let me be sure that you are with us now. You're quite late. Started way back. So if you're just joining us, drop a 1 on the chat board. Great. All right.
I think our guest is speaking out. Maybe a call came in, so let's just exercise little patience.
Hello, can you hear me? Hello?
Yes, yes, we can hear you now. We can hear you, sir.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so I was just trying to expatiate on the six universal principle of influence that can help creators sell more effectively, as stated by Dr. Robert Cialdini. I said he has a lot of books on influence and persuasion, and you may like to want to see some of these books too. So he's a great author. So the first one is reciprocity. Whether you like it or not, life is give and take. Give value, get value. There's a psychological trigger around it. People feel obligated to return favor, whether you like it or not. It's not just for real estate, even in relationship, you know, see, there's a level, even the Bible has said that, how the Bible uses this, man's gift make a way for you. You can even use this the other way around too. When they say man's gift, it could be a man's talent, right? Can create way for you to. Now, a man's gift also make a way for him. In another context, when you gift somebody, it opens a way, it creates an avenue for you. So life is give and take, whether you like it or not. It happens through in relationship. Do you know that people who set budgets for some ladies, I'm sorry if you're on this call. Just I'm just trying to say something that some brothers, not part of them, do. Okay, so not part of them. So what they do is that they set budget for some ladies. Okay, so they actually dropped the author's name here. So I'll just quickly type Dr. Sorry, Dr. Robert. Uh, Dr. Robert Cialdini. Sorry, I'm typing on the comment. But sorry, I was saying something before now. So I think there's the right spelling. Okay, Dr. Robert. Yeah. Yeah, so that's the guy's name. So he had a lot of books on influence and persuasion. You can check him out. So I was saying something about reciprocity, law of reciprocity. Give value, get value. See, these laws work anywhere, anytime. I was saying some guys, they can set a budget for a lady and say, see this lady, if I was just 500,000 naira for her, she would give me the yes. And it happens whether you like it or not. You see, somehow you will just feel they will just feel indebted to you, that you so much invested so much in them, they'll feel indebted. It happens to in business. Somebody have not given you business, but you are giving the person value. Value now doesn't have to be money. It could be gift. It could be just hint or insight on what's going on in the industry, on the real estate industry. And the person is following you, is getting value. You're prompting this person. You get. I have a friend who was supposed to, who was chasing a customer. That was some 6, 7 years ago. Yeah. So I was chasing this particular billionaire customer, and we couldn't get him. We couldn't get him. You hardly see him. You go to their house. So the only time the house was open was when the billionaire lost the father. So he lost the father, and then we paid a visit to the country. So while we were there, because the gate was open at that time, people go, although there were still some restrictions, but not as it used to be, because they were expecting guests to come, write out their condolence notes and all of that. The guy went there, and then you know what the guy did? Funny. This guy he bought a cow. Yeah. Or you want to say cattle. This guy bought a cow, took it there with his money. Cow then was around 200 something. Good cow, 200 something thousand. You get a very good cow. The ones that worth maybe 800 something million. They bought the cow, and then he dropped it there. He went to sign the condolence note. Of course, there are people who are assigned to receive gifts and mark or pen their name down. And people that were sending gifts were usually maybe the man's off takers on his business, his distributors, and all of those stuff. So they were taking notes of people who were bringing stuff, because he may want to know them and just appreciate them better. And then he dropped the cow. They took his name. He dropped his scorecard as well. Guess what happened? After the burial, 1 week after, I got a call. Got a call. The call said the call was on the man's company. So it was a PA that called. It was on the man's company that the man would like to talk to me in some hours. And they stated the timing for 2 p.m. that man would call. This is somebody that has been looking for things to see. He wants to see me by chance, by hook or crook. You get? But just a gift of cow took him closer, brought him closer to the sale. And then he spoke with the man. By then, the man said he's still in the country home, but no problem. He will invite him once he get back to Abuja. After I called my colleague when he was in Abuja, that he should come over, let them discuss. Let them discuss. My guy went over to Abuja. Of course, once you go and you close the business, the bank will pay your every cost will pay. The bank will pay your travel, every logistics and everything, accommodation and also the bank will pay your once you come back. After the guy went, closed the deal, came back. I know someone will be like, this guy will buy you get it back. See, everywhere you work, your desk is your office. You own it. Your desk is yours. You own it. And you see the way life works. It's not because you are a PBO today. I feel like after all, whatever I'm doing, it is okay for PBOs. Okay, the commission will come to you. Understand? Some person will see that the building business for P1. No, it's for you. It's for you. Every business you see, every person you meet today adds to your assets. Every person you meet today in the course of doing your business adds to your assets. Yes, add to your assets. Some people say they need money, or some people say they need people say they need money to start business. Many of times, you don't always need money to start business. Yes, you need capital to start business or to start something, but you don't always need money. People always think when they say capital, it means money. There's a different type of capital called social capital. Social capital. You have some contacts in your phone today. You don't know what that is for you. You don't know what that is for you. During the course of doing your P1 or PBO business, you've gone to market some places, you've stayed in some big places or restaurant or hotel, and you've gotten someone's contact saved in your phone. You don't know what that contact is. You don't know. And you think maybe when you're posting those stuff on your status, one day to not trigger. One day to trigger. It's like a guy who's asking a beautiful lady out, and the lady says she's not interested. You just keep moving around her. Make her friend, no problem. The day the guy who she's putting ahead, the day the guy will serve her breakfast, guess who she will call? Yours sincerely. It is you she will then call for consolation. And you know what usually follows consolation? So when you keep this customer away, have one incident like this that happened while I was still in UK. One incident happened where there's this particular customer. I've already opened the account, but she wasn't doing so much. Well, I thought it was all of our business that I had. So I had like 20-something million naira with me. Then I was managing. So she has someone is like, so she has a lot. I didn't know she has a lot of money in the other banks. So I was just, service. Please do not mess up with service, especially when you have contacts of people you sell, even though they have not bought. Take them as though they have bought. Treat them well. Treat them well. Treat them well. Even if they have someone who is selling for them now, you don't know what will happen tomorrow, and they'll move to you. So this customer of mine, she had like something million, and then one day we were talking, and she just called me like, hey, yeah, she was like, send me the UBI account number. I was like, why are you upset? Hope there's no problem. She said, no. My account officer is Zenith. The guy is silly. He's silly. I mean, he's so rude. He's silly. She was just saying all that. She's good at also accent. She's silly. They say, send me the account number now. Send it to me. And I sent it to her. Lo and behold, guess how much came into her? I was thinking I have like 80% of her business. Because the person who she has seen as number one plug offended her, she moved to me. Because I kept my service, intact with her as though I have everything of her. Guess how much came in? 118 million naira came in from Zenith. I was like, so this lady has this money. It's not a lady, young girl. So this lady has this money in this bank. That's how you think you are selling too much to a particular client now. You think the client this is the best the client can do. You are joking. You think this is the best the client can do. When the guy owns top, if you know Asaba very well, the guy owns top rank, you probably think he's doing well, right? Until you start your story, you saw him building the other man. One of the 3 gigantic hotels you see along Miriam Bagida, one of them is owned by top rank. One is owned by Jason, guy who is sold to Tiger Energy. So you don't just imagine top rank. Is he not doing well? But has the hotels, even some of that states, so many places. Do you think that he will be able to cough at what's going on in those gigantic hotels? So you cannot predict your customers. So you must give value. And you don't know when those value will pay back. All right. So it's the same thing you real estate. Offer free resources, market reports, property insight, before asking for commitment. Provide small gestures of goodwill. They have parties. Go to their party. Participate, even though they've not bought. Go to their namings. Doesn't matter. All of these are psychological. That's psychological. It has an effect in the customer's head, your prospect's head. They will not feel indebted to you. This guy has been pushing me to buy since I did not buy, because you're also following up in the person's status. You know when the person is doing an anniversary. You know when the person is doing Thanksgiving. You show up in the church. You greet him. Is this your church? No, I saw your business, so I came to celebrate with you. I think I'll be like, they are really interested in me. You get? And then you're going, the person has a naming, you show up. I saw this on your status. I wanted to surprise you. I got this for your baby. And see, if that guy did not buy, see that thing you bought for the baby, each time he see that bicycle, his mind will tell him, his mind will go, he will not sleep. He will not sleep. If you read Bible that man that they said he will not sleep until he bless the other man. So I'm being a lighter. I don't know their Easter religion, so I'm just, you get. So that's how it works. So please, everybody saving your number in your phone today are assets. They are assets. They are social capital. That's the reason I could move from one bank to another, to another, to another. I press the reset button. I start again. Today, send me to a new fresh bank. And if I didn't say first, I say fresh bank. I just started. No name, nothing. Send me there. I'll wake up. I'll deliver. Why? Assets. As I'm moving my portfolio. So why are they leaving where I was for moving to this? Even while I'm still here, there's still some of them that still called me. I've left UBA like some years. They still call me like, this is my account in UBA. They'll first of all apologize so that you will not feel bad that, so they're using the account and I'm not paying so much with the one you have with you now. They're sorry, that my account. Some of my old customers say they pay for it. I have one challenge. I mean, who else you call? Can you, I work like I still work in 3 banks. Because if you call me today that you have an issue with UBA, I'll tell you, don't worry. I'll sort it out. I'll call you again. I'll call somebody that I want to send someone to you. I need you to help me do this thing for this person. As though I am still there. And I'll tell you, I have customer when you get there, call this person. The person will attend to you. And when you get there, sometime before you get there, I've sent the person money for lunch on your behalf. Why? So that they give you the kind of treatment and I'll call you back. How did it go? They say, that person you sent me, it was nice. Thank you, sir. I'm doing it because you have not answered me yet, but I'm still answering you. So you are owing me. So that's why I keep those relationships. That's why I could move with them. Those are my portfolio. And when you're moving to a new bank, those are what they ask you. What are you bringing? Who and who do you know? And you call like 10 names, say you know this person, say you know this person. You call this person on phone, this person pick, I'll call this person now on this interview. Call. So that's how you build rapport and build all of these things. The same thing everywhere in every. Our time is almost up. Still, sorry, I'm not. The time it was too short for what I came up with tonight, but I guess we're just getting back.
I don't know. Mr. Jolly, if you don't have any other thing, I'm sure you have something else you wanted to do today, Abby. You said you have some other engagements today, right?
Yeah, it's person. It's not like somebody's going to join me on it. So I may just buy some more time. Let me just continue.
Okay, just take more time.
No, the person is not coming, I beg. The person is not coming. And network logged us out, I beg. I'm feeling uncomfortable already, Mr. J. No go, I beg.
Thank you.
We might need to do this again because what you stated here before, there are still many things we've not touched. We are just in like the second one.
Yes, exactly.
So that's the second one. We'll not be able to complete this. So just do what you can do now. We'll have the completing part of this training some other time.
Okay, that makes sense. If we have some other time, we just
yes, we will, please. My notes don't full. I'm taking plenty notes here. Please go on, sir.
Thank you. I appreciate. Okay, so where did I start? So we're still on the second one, right? I was breaking down number two. And what was I saying the last time? Sorry, forgetting where I was.
You're talking about giving value and moving with your portfolio.
Okay. Yes. So that's what I was.
Number one, that is reciprocacy, Abby.
Yeah, number one and number two, like number 2A. Yeah, give value, take value. Yeah. Law of reciprocity.
Accept some persons from the group. Some persons are waiting.
Oh, some persons are still joining.
Thank you.
Sorry. Yeah, meet all right. So they are joining now. Okay, so the second one under law of reciprocity, that's give value, take value. Social proof. I was talking about social proof. Whether you like it or not, people follow the crowd. There's a psychological trigger around people trust what others trust. That's why you use testimonials. your marketing, every time you come and say, smart investor, hello, smart investors. No, sometimes you do some subtle marketing that enters deep into your prospect's mind. You're talking to him, but he doesn't know. He thinks you're just sharing testimonial of people that you get.
Sorry.
You're just sharing. Hello?
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Please, sorry to cut you. Yeah, please, sorry to cut you. You said laws of what?
Sorry?
You said
Sorry, I
laws
didn't
of.
get you.
You made mention of laws of. You made mention of laws. What laws of what? I didn't get that.
I made mention of love under social proof that people follow the crowd.
Yes.
Okay.
To
Yeah.
reciprocate, the law of reciprocity.
Oh, law of reciprocity.
Okay.
That's to reciprocate, yeah.
Exactly, yeah. Law of reciprocity.
Okay,
You know,
thank you.
when you show somebody so much love, the person now feel indebted to you. You've shown somebody so much love, the person has not given you that business. You're just showing the person love. You are giving the person value. One day the person will call you, come and take. You get. So that's law of reciprocity. Yeah. It works everywhere, even in relationship. It works more in relationship. I explained that when I said some guys will just hang around, even when they find babes, said I have a guy, I have a man in my life. They don't care. They say, okay, let's just be friends. I lie you. The friend is not the end goal. They want to hang around so that the day it won't work out for you and the other you get, you'll be the guy to fall back to. Just hang around. You'll be the one consoling the person. So that's how it works. So some of your prospects who are also doing business, some other persons are not doing so much. The day that person turns out, not to be so good, or maybe give the person some attitude, it is you the person you fall back to. Be like, yeah, the guy I'll be buying property from, I don't, that guy is very rude, or maybe this, or that happens, and I've seen this. Is this something we can check out? We've seen cases where people see property. In short, I think Coach T was relating in one of the training we had there where someone took someone for inspection, for sightseeing, but the person wanted to buy, he bought from another person. We have seen the same ad on the platform. So all of these things happens. So it happens. So we're talking about social proof. Talking about social capital, social proof simply is testimonial. People follow the crowd, whether I like it or not. It is psychological trigger. People trust what others trust, not what you are saying, what others are saying. That's why you need to show all of those things that your clients are saying, not just you. When your clients are happy, get testimonials from them. There are companies that pay for testimonial. There are people that buys with you. They buy it because it sells your product. It sells it. If you sell digital product when you're on some sales page, you will see so person just bought from so place, so person just bought from so place, so person just bought from so place. You'll be like, this one everybody's just buying. You'll be like, now let me never buy. You get. So sometimes when you've shown the property you're selling, you've shown all these things, sometimes the other things you might just be showing, apart from educational video, are testimonial, social proof. Those that are bought, how happy they are. So person bought so day. This is when the allocation was delivered. The guy will be like, yeah, state where I buy from that one. 6 months, I never give you allocation. This guy just said, you ask the person, when did you make payment? This is it. When was it allocated? Because the person said it. You're not the one saying it. It is your client that is saying it. So that video, you uploaded it. Your prospect is now seeing your client saying, I got this, allocation was so. So it is enough social proof to say, I think these guys are different. I need to get from these people. So those are some of the things that triggers the emotions of your prospect. You get? So people trust what others trust. Now, how do you use this in real estate? Share testimonials, like I said, and success stories from happy clients. Highlight how many people are showing interest in the property. Highlight it. People are showing interest in property. Highlight it. If you have WhatsApp chats, you don't need to bring up the name of who you have the conversation with. Have the screenshot of where people are showing interest on this stuff, on this app. Mention similar buyers who made a great decision, investing in that area. Mention similar buyers. People feel like, like they're the one that have not bought to. There's what they call FOMO, fear of missing out. I think we'll get it. I wrote something like that somewhere. Example, instead of just saying this is a great investment, say just last month, 3 families bought a homes in this estate and the price have already started appreciating. And before you finish, maybe one of the family members started talking, I'm going to rebought earlier. Or this. My cousin wanted to buy, but he told me that they're no longer 7.5, it's now 7 million. Just within 3 months. You are not the one saying it now. This is what your customers are saying. Social proof. You get. So that's what people want to see. The third one is authority. Be the expert they trust. Authority. Be the expert that they trust. There's another psychological trigger around authority. People listen to credible experts. People listen to credible experts. Anything they say, they trust it. So when you start building a brand around your business, I like people who build brand around it. And I see a lot of PBOs do that. Coach T already has a brand on his own. Person like Sarichi has a brand on his own. A couple of other ones. I think the Lady Rich and all of those. You see, a big rich lady was an Elan Rich lady. So I see a lot of those people and I like their brand. People want to have something stick in their head, with those brands. And when you create an authority around this brand, you have educations or lectures around real estate, not just only showing videos of what you want to sell. People listen to you. When they have problem with other estates that you did not even sell for, they come. There are people that I don't bank. That I don't bank them. They call me because although I co-own a partnership with some other persons, we co-own an academy hub where we do some other business stuff like rest our business for Nigerians, UK and US. Those ones have businesses in the US, even wider. And also for those in Nigeria and some other stuff that follows, all of this. And so we co-own a hub, kind of a business hub where we do all of this stuff. We train and also we render the services. So what happens is that people call for all of this consulting, like, sorry, I open an account with social bank like this. They're asking me for this. Is this required for this? I'm not like, okay, what business are you into? Say this is as okay. Okay, business like this requires this. And so that's why you're asking me for that. These are consultative, questions or session now. You get? So I'm consulting now. It's not like the person is even banking, but because he knows I'm authority in this field. So I told him to ask. People have issues. Sorry, I did a transaction with social bank, not even my bank. Somebody asked me to call you. How do I resolve? Sometimes I go as far as even telling you what to do, how to get a court order and all that. I don't know where I'll send you a lawyer's number to call, prepare court order if this does not happen after so days. So these are consulting. So the next time I'll tell that person, okay, hey, you are close to this person. I want this person's business. I think the person will not take me to that person's business. Will. Everybody knows someone. Everybody knows someone. When I banked the one time the deputy governor of the state, what's his name? Uduaga's time as a lawyer, when I banked him, guess what? Who took me to him? His cook. So don't think some persons does not matter. Everybody matters. You don't know who they know or who are connected to them. It was the cook that took me to him. You get? So everything matters. Give people support. There's another thing that people do these days. See, you can even do it too. I'll just drop this. I'll just drop this expo for you. They do it a lot in Lagos is a big market, so they do it a lot. I have friends who do it. I'm maybe trying to set up something like that for some persons. You know what it? Okay, let me not drop it. Maybe someone else will drop the expo. Or if you want me to drop it, just type 2 on the chat, but let me know what's it together and some places are not sleeping. The places are not sleeping. Type 2 on the chat board. I've seen one. Just one person is with me, and I've been talking since. Wow, it looks like we're 30 here. Okay, I've seen some too. Just 2 persons. Wow, interesting. Okay. I'm seeing more twos now. More twos. Okay, so it's a very simple thing. So it's a very simple thing. Very simple thing. So it's more like borrowed authority. These days there's a perception around podcasts. You get? There's a perception around podcasts these days. It's different from when you sit down in your house and hold your phone and you start talking, saying some things that some knowledge about real estate. You start sharing it. It's different from when you are sitting in front of my phone in the studio, podcast live studio. Somebody is interviewing you, even while the interviewer is not being shown, and there's a mic in front of you, and you are talking and you're dishing. See, you have already arranged the questions the person will ask you, and you are dishing out the answers. Cut clips of this video. There are a lot of AIs. Okay, maybe when I'll be talking about leveraging digital this thing, we'll talk on where you pump all of this into social media. But these days, TikTok is the big game now because of the algorithm. The algorithm is so good that it has not spoiled yet. So you can from there move your traffic to other platforms like YouTube and the Instagrams. But the TikTok algorithm is very strong. So all these podcasts, when you're done with it, maybe an hour long podcast, shop it into very short 30-second stuff. So you will have content to post for the next one month along with your properties, your WhatsApp status. You have content flooding your platforms and your TikTok platforms and all of that. You do all of this, create the podcast off, and then have the content with you. Post on your social medias, chop them off, and then put them on your WhatsApp status and everywhere. Now, what does this create? It creates a perception of authority that some platform have invited you to come and speak about your knowledge about this field. That thing creates a very strong impression, perception, in the heads of your prospects who are seeing or watching you. They don't know where the postcard was. They don't know where you went to see. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. There's more to it, but this is just the basic of it. This is just the basic. So all of this creates authority, all right? So how to use this in real estate? So position yourself as an industry expert. I just say write articles, share insights, give market updates around your real estate business. Dress professionally and speak with confidence to establish credibility. Use data and facts to back up claims. Okay, so instead of saying this is a good area, you can say something like this area has experienced 20% price appreciation in the last 5 years and demand is still rising. An investor will listen to that and say, wow, really? Yeah, and you back it up by facts. So this is what they want to hear if they are in the categories investor. Started with that. Those of you that came later, started with 4 categories of persons who buy real estate and how to trigger their emotional buttons. Okay, so the 4th one here, I've talked about commitment, consistency. Small yeses can always lead to big yes. And in the beginning, I talked about a no, not being not interested or being not yet, right? Okay, so I'm sorry, I'm a bit fast now because I need to close and then we'll take it up from here. I just wanted to finish this number 2 on screen, number 3 from here. So I've talked about how to use this in real estate. Okay? Get clients to make small commitment. You like me to send you listings. The person has not bought, but you can just be sending listings. Send the listings when it comes out. New estate comes out, send the person. It doesn't matter. It's something. Small commitment, small commitment, just like that, just like that, just like that. So, and liking, people buy from those they like. It's what they call the KLT factor. KLT, that is know, like, and trust. So when you start nurturing customer prospects, nurturing them, they now know you, they like you, and they trust you now. You get. So there are psychological triggers. People say yes to those they connect with. People say yes to those they connect with. These are ladies that form how to get. There are people who they say yes to. Why? They could easily connect with them. So how do you use this in real estate? You build rapport. Find common interests, be genuinely friendly and show empathy, mirror their body language and tone softly to create this sense of connection. Yeah. Always use their name often in conversation. When you personalize, just to personalize their experience, use their name often. If the person is a medical doctor, for instance, or a PhD holder, instead of just saying sir, just say the person on WhatsApp. Say, doctor, no, doctor, see, if you did that doctor, not as if they sweet them. See all those titles. You think it's as easy they burn the midnight candle to acquire those things for free, and you don't want to call them by the title. But the person is a chief, and you're not acknowledging that. You must hammer it. This person has a title. Hammer those titles. Personalize the experience for that person. Personalize that experience. This is what I call USP, your unique selling proposition. Okay, that would be another session. There'll be time for that. You get. And lastly, scarcity. That's the fear of missing out. Called FOMO, FOMO. In short, it is called FOMO, fear of missing out. It's a psychological trigger. I know Coach T uses a lot. He uses this a lot. And it works. It works all the time. All the time. People want things that are limited in value, whether you like it or not. People want things that are limited in value. It's not something that they know that if they come 6 months' time, the price is going to be the same. They will meet it. They're still going to, it's going to be less. That's I like the way P1, how their product sells out. They tell you selling out, and you think you'll be looking, you'll be watching. The next thing you see price increase. The next thing, they are sold there. Move to the next estate, phase 2. And what does that tell you? That people are buying. You are the one that is losing. People are buying. So when the next one comes, you know that because it happened before, you don't want it to happen again. You want to quickly key in. So always infuse scarcity. It's a very strong emotional or psychological trigger. Always infuse scarcity, the fear of missing out. Always infuse it. Highly limited availability, only 2 units left, only 2 plots left, only this, even if it's 10, only 2 left. Let it be 2 left. You will not come and count it. You do a countdown. It used to be 12. The next time you are doing video, by now it should be 8. The next time you do video by night, it should be 4. So you use all of these triggers, create urgency. The owner has received multiple offers, so we need to act back. You get, create urgencies around this. You know, mention exclusive deals. You know, exclusive deals. You know, this kind is only available for the next so number of days. These are exclusive deals. Exclusive deal. Personally, for me, for instance, you know, if my wife gets me a shirt, for instance, if she gets me a shirt, you know how I know if I wear that, no matter how expensive that shirt is, I'll ask her some questions. And at first, she didn't know why I was asking those questions, but she would just discover that she buys me something, but I'm not using it. Okay, I don't want to make her feel bad, so I won't tell her until I later told her. So she could also ask same questions when she wants to, something, especially when it comes to shirts or clothing. You know what I ask her? When she gets me those polo shirts, or I'll ask her, this white polo is fine. Oh, I would have loved the red of it. You like the red? I say, yeah. You're like, I saw the red. Oh. I will not ask, you mean you saw the red? You say, yes. I mean, the exact design, same button, same red. You say, yes. What about the black? No, they have black too. They have black, but I just felt this white to be cool. I won't wear that shit. But I don't know where, because it's not just because of me. It's not a thing of pride. I don't want to come out and wear something that I see one cannot on jumping out. Same thing. Or anything that is mass produced is not me, count me out. Anything that is mass produced. So the same thing with most of these customers. They like things that are exclusive. They like stuff that are limited, you know, in availability. They don't like mass produced stuff that they can come and get anytime, anywhere. So when they are ready, anytime they just feel like, no, you don't create that impression for them. You know, unless that thing is exclusively expensive. So that takes us back to price and value, you know, status, price and status rather. Exclusively expensive. That's why I don't care if 1,000 people own an iPhone 15 Pro Max. I also will hold one because I know that it is not for regulars. You get. So if that shirt, for example, or she buys me a wristwatch and it's a Richard Mille, I don't care if it's mass produced. Do you get the exception? So there are exceptions to what I just said. I'm saying the exceptions now. If they're exclusively expensive or for some class of persons, I don't mind only one. Because if you see with the Richard Mille, it's not good, you're not going to find that wristwatch in some regular person's hand. You know, unlike some regular shirts that because you just love the design, you just buy it. The next thing, I'm walking on street and I'm in an event and we're like 10 wearing it as if we're actually boys. I don't want to be found that way. You get. I don't want to be seen that way. The moment I noticed that the last time I put it on, you get. So she's laughing. That's the last time I put it on. So this is how you sell exclusivity to your customers, to your clients, to your prospects. Let them know that it's not for the regulars. There's a reason you call them to buy this estate. That, for instance, that this golf ball is that the set of people that are buying from here are the class of people you want his children to interact with. By the time they start living here and he owns a country home here, the class of people that are here, that will be ringing bell in his head. He's already living inside. He's already living inside. Even though he not those the bush, he has built his house in his head and is living inside of it. So that's scarcity, you know. So bring it all together. Bullet point for this. I want to stop here. Start with reciprocity that you give value very fast. Use social proof and share testimonials and demand trends. Establish authority. Provide expert insight and data all of the time. Create small commitment. Ask trial closing questions. No, those trial closing questions I just talked about before. And then build like ability. Find common ground and personalize the conversation with your prospects. And what again? Create urgency. Show scarcity and time-sensitive opportunities. So the takeaways here is buyers don't always make decisions based on logic alone. They are influenced by psychological triggers. So the better you understand these, the more persuasive and successful you be in real estate. I'd like to call it a day, or call it a night rather, here. So I hope it's been a very nice interactive section. If there's any question, I'd like to take it at this point. I'm sorry I could not exhaust it because I really need to dwell more in some of this stuff. So time permits.
Wow. This is massive. Okay, Johnny, thank you so much. In fact, my notebook don't full. Jesus.
Michael,
Wow.
so much.
To even imagine that it was just today I told you about this is something else.
Yes.
This is massive. Thank you so much. We're gonna do this again. So we're gonna make our time and we'll do this again. And I want to Appreciate everyone who have taken time to be part of this. Please go to the chat box, type thank you. If you got value from this training, type thank you.
I'll bring King now. Look.
If you got value in this training, type thank you.
Oh yeah, stand up now.
So a lot of persons have been asking for this is not the training you listen to once. So thank God it was recorded. Mr. Johnny, please make me back the host. Thank God it was recorded. So I'm going to get the recorded version. Personally, I'm going to listen to this training again like 3 times. Personally, I'm going to listen to it again like 3 times. So once I get the link, please listen to it again and again and again. This is not a training you listen to 2 or 3 times. No, listen to it over and over again because there are a lot of points this man has made. And honestly, these points are going to change the way I approach my sales, the way I make my videos, and I hope it also do the same to you. So we're going to take just 3 questions. If you have any question, please unmute yourself and ask just 3 persons.
Good evening, Mr. Che. Good evening, Coach T.
Yeah, good evening.
Yeah, good
Thank you so very much. Thank you so much, Coach T, for arranging this meeting.
You're a host now.
I'm super grateful to be here. Mr. J, I've never met you before. In fact, this is my first time listening to you. It is like a complete textbook in one. In fact, everything you shared was like, it was like a God sent. This is like a rewiring the brain. Coach T, I borrow what you said, that is going to affect how we do things. In fact, differently. We can't be the same, what we were in January, in February. And we cannot learn like this and be the same in March. I want to say a very big thank you so much. Thank you, Mr. J. Okay, so, but like Coach T, like you said, I just want to say, we would like to have him again and again. I invited a number of people for this training, and I'm happy a few of them are here. And I would like to share this link to as many people as possible, because the more people learn this and apply, the more results we will get. So thank you, I want to say, is one of the things I asked for. Then when it comes to questions, since you are going to have the recordings, I will listen before I can ask my questions next time. Thank you, Mr. J. Thank you, Coach T.
Thank you.
All right. Another person, you have a question, please ask. Question or contribution, please ask. Okay.
Okay, let me ask very briefly, Coach T. I had to rush from where I was, so I will pay attention a little to the class, so I don't miss completely. I had our lecturer talking about, making your clients feel comfortable around you, gifting and all of that. So what do you do in the process of all this, and then transference begin to take place?
I'm not sure I heard you clearly. Please repeat the question.
I said, what would you do if in the process of trying to make your clients comfortable around you, gifting, paying for lunch, taking them out and all of that, and then transference begins to take place? What would you do? You don't want to lose the client, and you don't want the emotions to come into it.
Okay, emotions. Okay, it's creating a
that's
barrier distance between business and emotion. Okay, let me allow that Johnny to respond.
Okay, so let me get a question. Sorry.
So how do you create? How do you create a distinction between business and emotion?
No, when you are trying to bring your clients to you, make them comfortable around you, and then they begin to exhibit transference. That's emotion. Psychology is called transference. What do you do? How do you rapture the situation? Because you don't want to lose the client, at the same time you don't want that emotion to continue.
Okay, I think I get you now. So what you're saying is that the husband is trying to make your client comfortable, and they begin to get emotional, creating affection between you. Is that what
Yeah.
you're saying? Okay. You see, it is not uh, exclusive to real estate or realtors alone. You know, for it is the same. It is the same in all sales sector. The same in all sales sector. So it depends on the value you want to sell to the customer. It depends on the value you want to sell to the customer. If that is what you want to sell as value to the customer, trust me, it may work for one or twice. It may work for one or two occasions for you. Yeah, it may work, but it's not sustainable. Yeah, it's not sustainable because if you keep that as the value you want to present to the customer or to your prospect rather, just to make that sale, you may make one sale, maybe the next one. Trust me, you may not make the third one, and it will not be sustainable. But
I'm
you're not
not
the only
talking
person
about
affected
you
by
as I'm not saying you as the realtor who is having emotions for the client. I'm saying the client is beginning to develop emotions for you who is the realtor. And you
I
don't
get,
want a
I
situation
get,
where you lose the sale and you don't want the emotions to continue. So how do you bring a balance?
I get your question. I get your question clearly. Especially those that are married, right?
Whether you are single, married, semi-married,
Go and
gay,
out.
whatever.
Okay.
Let me
I
chat
get
to
it.
you.
Like I said, first of all,
I'm
it is not
happy.
exclusive to real estate business alone. It's not. I've seen it happen even in my own industry. I've seen it happen. But if you hold that as a bait to make sales, it is not sustainable. And once they're done with the first and the second, it ends there because they'll move on to the next. So it is now you as a person who will determine that you will not. And trust me, if you resist,
Go and go back.
you may think
Come out to where
if
you
you
start
resist
and
it.
let that talk.
Hello. Yeah. So if you find a way to resist it and not conform to it, it may make you look like you're going to lose the sale. You're going to lose the sale one or two. Yes. Trust me, you might still get that, if not from this customer, from some other person. I have colleagues who have told me similar thing. I have colleagues who have told me similar thing. And when you start it, it is not sustainable. But when they give it to you, okay, for my industry, for instance, you get a business from them, maybe one or
Don't bring
twice. By the
pain,
time they
but
get,
you
by the time they get
any
the
of
next
these
person,
things can put you very well
There's a
down.
lot of noise from your
hello,
background, though.
Please, let's mute
you're not hearing from
ourselves.
me.
Oh, let's mute
Somebody's talking.
ourselves.
Honest, I'll chase talking. So, in a nutshell, what I'll say is that do not make that your bait to get business, because it's centered around you. You are the one saying it that if I don't confirm, I will lose this business. And look, sales is a game of numbers. It is a game of numbers. You get. So if you have 100 persons, all of them will not be asking you out at the same time. That one that says if you don't keep in, you won't get sale, no problem. Unless you want to keep in something you want to do. If it's not something you want to do, don't see that you have lost million or how do I say million days sale from the person. No, it may just be for that day. And the way this thing works, these people they're like syndicates. Once you confirm, the next person want to come to you and do the same. The next person want to come to you and do the same. By then, you now lose value in their sight. That I said is not sustainable. You will no longer be selling. You will just sell for a very brief period of time. Be very sharp. If you trade forex, okay, you see one sharp, you just see that sharp movement up. The next thing you start seeing retarded.